John wants him gone. Jesus, Rusty?
Rusty Milio didn't get murdered. He committed career suicide the moment he backed little Carmine. In the grand parade of mob mediocrity, Rusty Milio earns a platinum sash. Here was a man marinated in the criminal underworld for decades, yet when two men with the subtlety of a cartoon ambush blocked his driveway, he sat there like it was Sunday brunch. Even Jackie Jr., that hapless dope with delusions of grandeur, had more street sense.
What the fuck's this idiot doing?
Sir, you don't speak English. Come posso arrivare a Brooklyn?
Oh, pal, move your car, we're late.
The entire hit might as well have come with a banner reading, "This is an ambush." But Rusty? He didn't flinch. He didn't run. He didn't reach. He just waited patiently for his participation trophy in the Darwin Awards.
We need something done. Nice little payday for you. And an opportunity for you to hone that rep you left behind.
And so ends the legacy of a man who, upon returning from a 20-year prison stint, chose to tie his future to Doc Santoro and the increasingly ornamental figure of little Carmine. That's the punchline. Imagine enduring 2 decades in a cell, grilled cheese on the radiator, erotic compromise via tissue, and stepping back into the game only to serve as consigliere to a talking parakeet and a Botoxed sycophant.
For the fucking peep. For what? To protect the likes of Rusty fucking Milio? Doc Santoro? You're a man, Phil.
Speaking of Doc Santoro, it's unclear what's more artificial, his mannerisms or his forehead. But back to Rusty. The man somehow believed that backing little Carmine was a path to power.
John wants him gone. Jesus, Rusty? John's worried he might find another puppet like little Carmine. Try to run the family through him.
The plan? Either Junior gets whacked and Rusty takes the reins, or he puppeteers Carmine Jr. from behind the curtain. A stroke of tactical genius if your blueprint for victory is the plot of The Wizard of Oz. Let's linger on little Carmine a moment.
Little Carmine says if we attach Ben Kingsley, the pictures will go.
Little Carmine. It's common knowledge the guy's retarded.
Yes, he speaks in what appears to be English but functions more as performance art. Yes, his vocabulary suggests a man who once read The Art of War and thought it was a cookbook. But here's the thing, he was the only one smart enough not to play. In a world of chest-thumping goons vying for dominance, Carmine's refusal to escalate was, ironically, the most Machiavellian move of all.
And the Joe Peeps thing? Where does that leave us? But you've had a quadruple bypass like I did. Gives you a lot of time to think. But you may be a stronger man than your dad was.
While the rest of the cast perished one by one, whacked, flipped, or forgotten, little Carmine outlived them all. Buffoonish? Sure. But stupidity rarely comes with that kind of longevity.
The fundamental question is, will I be as effective as a boss like my dad was? And I will be.
There's also the theory, one hard to ignore, that Carmine's occasional malapropisms were a deliberate mask. After all, if the likes of Tony and Phil Leotardo regularly mangled the English language, why not Carmine? Perhaps he simply leaned into it. Let them underestimate you. Let them laugh. Just don't let them see you coming.
Hurry up, let me see.
Stamattina Stevano coppa sta grande strada.
Eastern Parkway.
Eastern Parkway, not the Belt Parkway.
Back to Rusty. This was a man allegedly too seasoned to fall for rookie traps, yet who didn't even attempt a retreat when 2 out-of-place strangers boxed him in. The hit was in broad daylight, witnesses everywhere, no gloves, weapons left behind like party favors. It was amateur hour, yet somehow it was enough. The bodyguard? Useless. Rusty himself? Inexplicably convinced that his perceived untouchability was still in effect. It's not a new story. Paul Castellano, Angelo Bruno, they all walked straight into bullets they should have seen coming. Hubris is a hell of a blindfold, and in the case of Rusty Milio, it wasn't just that he let his guard down, it was that he believed, genuinely believed, that no one would dare. A man so insulated from real risk that he forgot the first rule of organized crime. Everyone's expendable.
You know, Phil used him in that restaurant fire. Excellent work.
Christopher Moltisanti, of all people, got it. When he went to Corky for the hit on Rusty, Corky recoiled not because of ethics, but because that high up meant dangerous. That was the buffer, the illusion. But illusions make poor bulletproof vests. There's tragic comedy in the way these high-level gangsters think they're above it all. Muovo l'automobile, Rusty barked, like a man fluent in both Italian and delusion. That's what you get for modeling for the language poster instead of, say, planning for your own survival. And while we're at it, no, it wasn't suicide. It wasn't a coincidence, and it wasn't bad luck. Rusty was clipped, plain and simple, because he was in the way.
And we talked about at the wedding.
Rusty, you made the call to Italy.
Our friend over there's gonna fit him for a suit. She's sending over two of her best tailors. Now you hook him up with a third party. Get him some scissors.
Tony wanted it done clean, foreign, and fast. Outsiders with no connections, no records, and one-way tickets. No fuss, no muss, just results. Which makes it all the more absurd that the assassins couldn't be bothered to wear gloves. Leave fingerprints on the murder weapons. Why not autograph the scene? In the end, Rusty wasn't betrayed by his enemies so much as by his own irrelevance. He tried to stage a coup in 2006 with the swagger of a man in 1982. The game had moved on. He hadn't. And little Carmine? The accidental survivor, the court jester turned quiet strategist, the only one who knew that in a rigged game, the best move is not to play. He didn't win, he endured, which, in that world, is more than enough. Rusty played checkers in a chess game. If you caught the moves before the end game, consider giving this video a like. I'm Matthew. This is Sopranos Breakdown, where we don't flinch when the driveway fills up.